everyone. Happy Sunday. We are on day 7 and you are officially completed your first week. How does it feel? Today we're going to do a nice grounding practice to get us ready for the week ahead. And it will actually be our final practice where we're primarily on the floor. So tomorrow we kick things up a notch and we start actually moving into our sun salutations. So I'm really excited to take you through that. So we're just going to ground down, center ourselves on the mat to begin with. Taking some nice, slow, even breaths. Allowing yourself to arrive. Let go of any distractions. We'll gently bring our hands to heart center. We'll begin our practice by chanting Om. Taking a deep inhale. Om. We give thanks to the sages, the rishis, and the yogis who came before us to share the knowledge of yoga. We pay our respects to the indigenous leaders, past, emerging, and present, and we give thanks to divinity, God, Mother Earth, nature, your higher consciousness, whatever it may be that brought you here today. Setting your intention for today's practice, your Sankalpa. Maybe your intention is to ground down, to let go of the week, or to prepare yourself for the week ahead. So I'm going to take you through a different pranayama today, and it's Nadi Shodhana, or alternate nostril breathing. So this is really good for balancing our parasympathetic and our sympathetic nervous system. So our parasympathetic nervous system, kind of think it as your P for pajamas, your rest and digest system, and your sympathetic nerves are your fight or flights. So we want to bring those into alignment. So what we're going to do is you can use a block or just hold your hand here, placing your pointer fingers and your middle finger in between your third eye. You're going to block off the right nostril and you're going to breathe in through the left. So breathing in, closing off that left nostril and breathing out through the right. Breathing in through the right, blocking that off and breathing out through the left. So keep going at your own pace, breathing in through the left, then exhaling through the right. Inhaling through the right and exhaling through the left. As you keep breathing here, I'll let you know that Nadi Shodhana is really good for our energy channels and our chakras. So when we close off our right nostril and we breathe in through the left, we're stimulating the right side of the brain, and then vice versa. So it's like a double helix, the way our breathing works. If we're breathing in this way, we're kind of spinning those energy channels, those chakras, making sure everything's nice and cleansed. Continuing with your breath. Starting to increase the breaths now. Inhaling, holding it for 2, then exhaling. Inhaling, holding it for 2, and then exhaling. Keep going at your own pace. Continuing your counts. Inhaling for 4, 3, 2, 1. Holding the breath. Blocking the other nostril off. And exhaling for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Continuing with this flow. So as we're breathing in through the left, stimulating that yin side, our lunar side, our feminine side. Breathing through the right to stimulate our sympathetic nervous system. Whenever you need, you can return to these breaths, and you don't always have to alternate. So when we're breathing in through our left, that's for when we want to really just calm down, stimulate that parasympathetic, our rest and digest. So maybe at night, if you're feeling a bit anxious, you can't get some sleep, just blocking off that right nostril and only breathing in and out through the left. Same with the other side for if you want to get pumped up. Breathe in just through the right and you're stimulating your fight or flight, your sympathetic. That's why it's really nice, this Nadi Shodhana, just to balance both sides. When you're ready, just returning to your normal breath. We'll balance both our sides again. So inhaling that left arm up and over. Exhaling, floating it down. Inhaling the right. Exhale, floating down. Balancing our yin. Breathing into our yang. Really exaggerate these movements if you like to get that side stretch. Looking up and under the elbow. Beautiful. Now returning to your seat. And we're going to flow through our breath again, using our arms and adding in the twists. So we're going to inhale the arms up. Exhale, twist to the right. Inhale up. Exhale to the left. Inhaling up. Over to the right. Inhaling up. Over to the left. Keep going with your own breath. Making sure to lengthen that spine as you go up. Exhaling to twist. Next time you're over to the left, holding it there, really lengthening that spine, grounding down through the seat bones. Inhaling up, exhaling, twisting that little bit more. Inhaling the arms up, exhaling the other way. And back to center. So as we're doing a grounding practice, we're going to be adding a lot of forward folds this morning. So inhaling the arms all the way up, exhaling, coming down over your legs, releasing the neck, maybe sending your hands right out in front of you, maybe having them a bit closer, whatever works for you. This is a beautiful one for grounding ourselves down, especially if we do it outside and can manage to touch the grass. Connecting to the earth, getting ourselves out of our heads, into our body. It's amazing if you just spend a little bit time in nature. Now all your worries just tend to melt away. Nothing seems as bad when you dive into the ocean or walk through the woods. Each exhale releasing a little bit more to the ground. Inhaling, coming back up. Allowing the spine to reset, recalibrate. Now we're going to move into tabletop, planting ourselves down, really grounding, spinning those elbows in. We're going to inhale that right leg up. Exhale, bring it through, stepping between the hands. Inhaling up. Exhaling back down. Now just heel toeing your foot to the outside of your mat, pointing it on a diagonal edge. We're going to come into that hip flexor, releasing everything down. And we're going to do a little bit of a twist. So grounding the left hand down, placing our right hand on our knee. We're just going to push it out to the side, looking over our right shoulder. I'll show you how you look from the front. Nice and tall, pushing on that knee and looking over. You feel a nice, beautiful stretch in that hip flexor. When you're ready, coming back to your runner's lunge. So placing your feet in between the hands, stretching it out. We're going to exhale back to our half Hanuman. Inhaling halfway lift. And exhaling, folding over. Allowing the back leg to release. Seeing if we can square those hips a bit more, pulling that left hip back. And then the right hip in line with that. Pointing the toes up to the sky. We're going to inhale back through and find your half pigeon. So heel toeing the foot over, bringing that right knee to right wrist, making sure that leg is directly back behind you. Inhaling up here, opening up that chest space. Exhaling, folding over. Releasing everything down. As you breathe in, imagining that breath going all the way down into your glute, into your hips. Just letting everything melt into the mat. You can stay here, or if you want to make the stretch a little bit deeper, walking the hands over to the left. If you don't have a thing about feet, bringing your face down to your foot. Feeling that nice big stretch. Maybe realizing you need to get a pedicure after this. Breathing in. Exhaling to melt into the pose even more. And gently walking your hands back to the center. Pushing yourself back into child's pose. Sending yourself down to the earth. Allowing your third eye to rest on the mat. Hands straight out in front of you. Inhaling back to our tabletop. We send our left leg up and back and bring it through, stepping it between the hands. Coming into a runner's lunge. Then gently inhaling the hands up, finding that beautiful stretch down the right hand side of your hip flexor. Exhaling down, walking the foot out to the side, a little bit of a diagonal, setting ourselves up for our twist. Pushing that knee away, looking over the left shoulder. Really breathing into those hips. Inhaling back to center. and setting your foot up for your half Hanuman. So sliding it directly in front of you, sending the hips back, inhaling halfway lift, exhaling, folding over that leg, releasing the neck and everything down. Pulling that left hip in line with the right, toes pointing to the sky. Really allowing that calf, that hamstring, everything to open up. Each exhale, seeing if you can release just a little bit more tension. Inhaling up, walking that foot over to the side, and coming into our half pigeon. Remembering to check that back leg is completely straight behind us. Inhaling, halfway lift. Exhaling, folding over that front leg. And releasing everything down. You either love or hate this stretch. If you hate it now, you will grow to love it. Noticing where your body is connected to the mat, under your palms, or maybe under your third eye. Notice where your body connects with the earth, feeling the support of the earth underneath you. Again, the option here to stay here, or walk your hands over to the right, stretching it a little bit more by coming over to the side. Noticing if you're tighter in one spot, or if you are the same as the other. Breathing into that hip, that back space. Trying to get your breath all the way into the belly. And gently releasing it out. Inhaling, walking through. And pushing yourself up. Coming back into our child's pose. Knees wide, hips back. Arms stretched out in front. We're going to slide through into our cobra. So bending the elbows, putting the feet behind you on the mat, and gently inhaling that heart space up. Exhale, float it back. Inhale, coming up. Exhale, floating back. Remember, you don't want to feel a pinch right in your lower back. If you do, then just bring it back a little bit more. Inhaling up. And exhaling down. Now you're going to cactus your arms out beside you, or if you like a goalpost. And you're going to roll onto that right hip. Maybe using the support of your left hand, push yourself over. Bringing that left leg over the right. You should feel a really nice stretch in that right arm, the right chest, the right shoulder. Breathing here. Maybe if your foot doesn't go all the way down, that's fine too. You could just be hovering here. But this gives us a nice, beautiful twist. While also opening up the front body. Really breathing into that belly. Seeing if you can extend those exhales again. So breathing in for 4. And gently exhaling for 6. Gently coming back onto your belly. And doing the other side with your goalpost arms or your cactus arms. Maybe pushing into your right hand. rolling onto that left hip. Or back. Pointing that knee up to the sky. Feeling the connection of the earth underneath your toes. Really opening up that front body, the left arm and shoulder. One more inhale here. Rolling back onto your tummy. Releasing everything to the mat. Placing your right cheek on the mat, looking over to the left. Allowing everything to just rest down. Now you're going to take your fingertips wide of the mat and we'll do our cobra again. So inhaling, pushing up. Exhaling, floating down. Just like the waves of the ocean. Up and back. One more here. And floating back down. Releasing everything to the mat. This time placing your left cheek, looking over to the right. This time we're going to make our way onto our back, however you like. As always, if we're coming from a seated position, just rolling back nice and gently, vertebrae by vertebrae. And here we're going to move into our eagle legs. So sending the knees up to the sky into a tabletop position. You're going to cross that right leg over the left. Some of you might have long enough legs that you can wrap your right foot around the left calf. Crossing it here, placing our arms out into cactus or goalpost again. And you're just going to drop the knees over to the left while still wrapped in your eagle. Keeping the shoulders on the mat, grounding down through the top body. Allowing your knees just to fall over to the left, opening up the lower back. Maybe stretching that right hip flexor or the hip. Inhaling back up and dropping over to the right, still crossed over. Inhaling back up, undoing your legs and crossing it over the other way, this time left over right. Now we're going to drop the knees over to the right, allowing everything to open up. We just surrender to this pose and melt into the mat. Inhaling the legs back up and exhaling over to the left. Noticing the different stretches depending on what side you fall to the side and which leg is crossed over which. Inhaling back up, uncrossing the legs and finding our happy baby. Running the hands all the way up the legs, connecting with our body, pulling them down, letting the low back be flat against the mat. Maybe kicking one leg out, and the other, maybe rolling side to side to massage it. One last breath here. And then exhaling, allowing your feet to go wide, your arms to go wide, taking up as much space as you want or need here for our Savasana. Taking deep breaths into the belly. Each exhale melting even more into the mat. Giving your body a scan from the top of your head all the way down to your toes. Visualizing those roots coming out of your back and into the earth. I'll say these affirmations, and you can repeat them out loud or say them silently in your head. Taking a deep breath in. I am grounded and supported by the earth. I have the right to exist exactly as I am. I release all that does not serve me and only hold on to what does. I am divinely guided and protected. Breathing deep into the belly, deep into these affirmations. When you're ready, rolling onto your left hand side, holding yourself in the fetal position. One more final bit of love here. Gently pushing into your hands, coming up to a seated position. Eyes closed, staying in the practice. We'll finish the class by chanting Om and Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Bringing hands to heart center, connecting the thumbs to the chest. Take a deep breath in. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Thank you so much for sharing this practice with me today. Give yourself thanks for turning up to your mat. Give each other thanks for sharing this practice. And give thanks to Mother Earth, God, Divinity, whatever you may call it, for keeping you here and safe. May you go forward into the week, knowing that you can always come back to your mat and ground yourself down when everything gets too much. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.